So far, so good? Okay, so now I'm going to get into some strategies, okay, what you can do today. Why am I spending a lot of time? Basically, I'm trying to convince you, I'm trying to sell you on the idea why you charge higher prices. Because most of the time it's not strategy, it's just limiting belief, okay? It's because if you want to, tomorrow you go back to your business, could you increase your prices, yes or no? Yes. You could. It only takes you that second to do it. But it takes a lot of convincing for you to be comfortable doing it. That's why I'm spending the first chunk just to see, okay, how high is high? How much could you actually charge? So let's talk about how to set prices. One way you could do it is value. Based on value. How much value you deliver. If you can deliver X amount of value, people pay for their value. And people pay for their value, not ours. That's right. Just what you think is valuable might not be valuable to your prospects at all. What do you think? Oh, this is so great. Or this feature or this service I provide is so great. Maybe they're thinking, I don't even need it. Don't care. Okay, people pay for their value, not yours. The amount of pain that they have. The greater the pain, the more you could charge. The greater the pain, the more you can charge. Is what you sell a nice to have or is it a must have? Is it nice to have or is it must have? Let me use a pretty extreme example, okay? Let's say if I have a headache, I go to the doctor and say, hey, give me some pills. How much am I willing to pay for that pills? How much? That bottle of pills to take my headache away. How much? Not much.
How about
$10? $20? $50?
Whatever it costs to get it.
Yeah, let's say $100. Okay, I go to my doctor, I have cancer. How much will I pay for the treatment?
All you have.
Every penny that I have. Am I going to be, the doctor said it's going to be $10,000. Do you think you can give me a discount? Because I have so much what? Pain. So the greater the pain, the more you can charge. Return on investment, money at a discount. Return on investment. So let's say if you are providing digital marketing service and you charge $2,000 a month and $24,000 a year, but you have the ability to help your clients to make $250,000 a year. Okay? 10 times the return. So it's return on investment. They pay you $24,000, they're going to make $250,000. So you're selling money at a discount. The more money, the greater the result, the more you can charge. The more you can charge. And then contrast pricing. This is very interesting. Contrast pricing. I've used this very successfully in my career. So it's a strategy, very powerful one. Let's say if I conduct a workshop at $5,000, $5,000 workshop, okay? And then I have 20 entrepreneurs participate. 20 people, $5,000. I'm selling to a very small group of entrepreneurs, right? Because it's expensive. But contrast pricing is after I've done the workshops, I can go back to a bigger marketplace and say, you know what? That workshop that people just paid $5,000 for, I've recorded the whole thing and the workbook, everything. You can have it, exactly the same thing, CD and DVDs or online for $995. Suddenly, the $995 seems to be, okay, that's a good deal. Because other people pay $5,000, I can have access to the same thing at the comfort of my own home and my own convenience for only $995. Does that make sense? Because the contrast. But if I go up there and say, I want to have this package, it's $995. Ooh. Okay, let me think about it. Because there's no comparison. Does that make sense? Yeah. So contrast pricing. So think of how you could use that in your business. Here's one of my quotes. If you're charging market rates, you're basically letting your competitors set your rates for you. If you're charging market rates, you're basically letting your competitors set your rates for you. Other factors that might affect pricing, payment terms. So if you're charging you're asking for a lot of money, well, you can give them a payment terms. So say, going back to digital marketing service example, instead of telling the clients I charge $24,000 and they might freak, well, it's $2,000 a month. Oh, I could do that. Right, same thing. So payment terms, guarantees, it would affect pricing. what kind of guarantees you have. Is it no questions asked versus is it conditional guarantee? Or maybe you have no guarantee. That will affect how much you could charge. It means how much you stand behind what you sell, right? Guarantee. Or it could also be results kind of driven, results based, that your clients may pay you something up front and they pay you the rest after they get certain results. So it's more performance based. The more performance based, the more you could charge. That's been my experience. Pay after X result. Okay, so these are some other factors. Got it so far? Yeah, okay. People afford what they want to afford. Repeat after me. People afford what they want to afford. People afford what they want to afford. Don't judge. Don't judge. They afford what they want to afford. And the big lesson is stop discounting and start adding more value. Stop discounting prices and start thinking of ways they can add value to your offer. Don't discount. Now, does that mean you will never, ever, ever discount anything that you do? No. Sometimes, like Jeremy's got a good example, right? Jeremy got a very good example. Jeremy's filming, but he's recently got a very large order, right? It's from an account that in the future could be worth a lot of money. So in the first batch, usually he would make, what is it, 35%? 35%. But instead, in this first batch of order, he will only make 18%. But it's still pretty big order. It's like 30 somewhat grand, right? So first order to get them in, because in the future it's worth so much more. Because he has so much other back-end products he could sell to this account. So sometimes you could discount, but very strategically. Not just discount because my competitors lower their prices. I want to be competitive. I will charge the same thing. See a difference? Yeah?
10 times your finances, 10 times your business, 10 times your marketing, 10 times your life. Hit the subscribe button now.